Hello and welcome. I'm Michael Gukic, Chief Economist and Director of Analytics for Gardner Intelligence. Here to share with you the March 2020 results of the GBI survey. For the month, the index was lower, fell several points to a reading of 41.0, and that does make it an all-time low. That was no surprise given the disruption occurring globally in supply chains and manufacturing in general. Uh, we saw that among the components that constitute the index, all of them moved lower with the exception of supplier deliveries, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But we did see all-time lows for things like production, new orders, exports, and employment. All of these things reached multi-year lows going back to at least 2011. The one component of the index that moved higher was supplier deliveries. And I want to talk for just 1 second about why that was. Uh, in our survey, when we ask our participants about supplier deliveries, we're asking them about supplier delivery time. So did the time lengthen, did the time shorten, or did the time remain the same? And in normal business conditions, what we would see is that when there's high demand for products in the upstream markets, what we would see is backlogs increasing among those suppliers. And so their lead times lengthen, so the supplier delivery times lengthen. And when that happens, then our index would increase for that component. Given all the changes, the disruptions occurring now because of COVID-19, we're seeing that those disruptions are what is driving these lengthening supplier delivery times. It's not that supplier deliveries themselves are actually increasing in volume. And so it makes sense with what we're seeing in terms of the steep fall in new orders activity along with employment that suggests that overall total manufacturing productivity output is down, and yet at the same time we're seeing that increased supplier deliveries number. So I wanted to clear that up for those of you who regularly view our content and are tracking the Gardner Business Index. However, I also want to share with you some silver linings in all of this. One of the silver linings was among custom processors. If we look at custom processors for the month, we saw that they had a really great month. Production, new orders, employment, and exports, all of those measures moved higher. So activity expanded among those processors. And we believe from what we're hearing anecdotally is that they're basically receiving a lot of unconventional and atypical orders. They're getting calls on the phone from longtime customers saying, I don't have a purchase order yet, but I know I'm going to need this, and just produce as much as you can and a whole lot more. And so we're seeing some of those cases come in. And a part of that too may be simply a matter of what is now driving demand. With more and more people staying at home, the amount of packaged goods, the amount of single-use goods has really increased, and we've seen data in the retail space that supports that as well. So those are the things that have happened with the Gardner Business Index in March. One of the things that I want to say before I sign off is just a big thank you for all of those out there who fill out the GBI survey. In March, we had a record number going all the way back several years. And that was in part, I think, because all of you realized that it's only through your support that we can help you and keep track of what's happening in the manufacturing space. There are very few industry groups out there like us who are reporting on a monthly basis the activities and ongoing economic activity occurring in manufacturing, especially at granular levels like we're able to dig down into. So thank you for your support. We would encourage you to keep responding to those surveys, especially during this time. One of the things I very much look forward to reporting on in the future is when are we going to see a rebound? And I won't be able to see that rebound and share it with you unless I have your support and help. So again, my thanks to you. If you want to learn more about the Gardner Business Index, the activity occurring in manufacturing, I would encourage you to visit our website. That is gardnerintelligence.com. You can also find us on LinkedIn and Facebook.